Hi everyone, today I have decided to take apart my X-Touch controller. I haven't seen any videos posted online showing how one of these gets taken apart, so I've decided to make one myself. The reason why I decided to do this was because there's a bit of a light bleed from the small displays, and I just don't like the way you see that the light showing up as a hue around the display. I'll show you that in a second. But hopefully you can see what I mean. So there's quite a bit of light bleed from the bottom of the screens, from the top, left and right. So I'm trying to get rid of this white hue around the display. That's actually visible here as well. So yeah, I'll take apart the unit and see what I can do to get rid of this light border. As I said, there's no videos online, so I don't know exactly how this will be taken apart, but I assume I first need to remove these side panels, and then the rear panel, and these three bottom screws, and then yeah, we'll take it from there. Classic Phillips screw. And let's get started. Okay, using my trusty key. These are the screws. These are the three rear screws. Tiny, quite a bit smaller. And then for the next set, I will just be placing a pillow under the unit. Okay, these look similar to the previous three. Yeah, they're identical, I would say. Okay, next we have a couple of side screws, two on each side. Let's take them out. These are shorter, same as the main case screws, but they're shorter. Okay, technically I should be able to take this apart now. Yeah, it does move. Right, so time for the reveal. Let's see which way. Okay, gotcha. There we go. That is it. Opened up. Shall I undo these connectors? They seem to have some plastic glue on them, which is not that hard to remove. Okay, this one came out with the connector. So let me show you what I mean. Where am I? Here. See, the plastic connector came out and only the pins are left inside. I suppose it's because of that glue, but that's not a biggie because it'll slide right back in. So yeah, this is how the unit looks like. Opened up. Quite an interesting design. And that's the power supply and connections. What I'm interested most is this area, and I will try to see how I can access the screens. Right, as you can see, the screens are located on the other side of this board, which means I will need to take out a lot of screws and just remove this whole board assembly. But yeah, that's interesting because we'll all be able to see what's on the other side of this board. Right, this time I'll try and be more careful, so I'm going to remove this plastic glue from the connector before I take out the connector. This shouldn't be too hard to do. Probably ideally you would want it to be heated up, so it's a lot easier to scoop out. But this technique also works. So let's take all that stuff out and then remove the connector. There we go. That wasn't too hard. Okay, next step is to remove all these little screws, which seem to have a warranty seal. Let me show you that. Sir, there's some sort of a waxy residue on all of them. It's probably not just the warranty seal, but also to protect from vibration. So yeah, let's get started. Obviously, if you have a screwdriver, it'll be a lot easier to take all of these out than having to do it by hand. Right, so all the screws seem to be removed. There's some knobs here on the other side, which they don't need to come out. Okay, it looks like the whole assembly detaches. So let's see, what are we looking at? Okay, there's still something that's holding it from the bottom here, so let's have a look. Okay, right, so this area here, I assume it's this rotary knob that needs to be removed from the top. There we go. So I just pull on it, and then I assume it's this. I'll give you a close-up look. I assume I need to take that out, so we'll be back in a second. Right, so that should fit on. It's a long 10mm socket. Needs to be a bit longer so that it goes above that rotary knob, so let's try it. Yeah, this wasn't tight at all, so I'm going to remove that. Let me get a pair of tweezers. Right, got my tweezers. Regina Venus, by the way, they're really good tweezers, these. So we'll take this out. There we go. So that's the set here. Put these to the side, and now we should be able to remove the board. That's it. Quite a compact little unit. This is how it looks like. Right, let's have a closer look. So this is the chassis. Fairly well constructed. These are the motorized faders, by the way. Looks like they're all soldered in place. These are the small motors. And that's the case. And then this is the bit that we're interested in modifying. Yeah, it looks like these are sealed units, but I will try and open one of these up just to see if I can isolate that light bleed from this box. Right, I'll show you how this works. So there's two clips, one on each side at the top, which you can remove from the other side. You can basically just press these two together so you can push the little casing through the board, and then this unit can separate. There's a little flex cable there which I'm gonna remove in a second. Sorry, I can't do it with the holding the camera, but yeah, I'll show you how it's connected in a second. Okay, I'm gonna use my tweezers for this, just to try and get to that connector. Right, so this is how the LCD looks like. Let's see if I can take it apart even more. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So basically the only thing that I actually need to remove is this little plastic panel, and then do something about that light bleed. So there's a single LED in the back that's basically projecting through the little screen. So yeah, let me think of something and I'll get back. Right, so I'm trying to simulate the light bleed, and you can see, let me show you with the lights off. That's basically how it works. So the small LCD screen sits in front of a light source. It's basically just a little LCD panel. So I'm thinking if I manage to put some black borders around it, maybe using electrical tape, I might get to only lit up the small black LCD part and avoid having this hue of light on the outer side. We'll see how that will pan out. Right, so this is the final result for me. Again, you might like it, you might not, but to me this looks a bit cleaner than using the old style, and I'll show you now the difference between a fixed up screen and the original one. So yeah, as you can see, this is the one with the white hue around the screen. I just find it distracting and hard to read, as it's often quite a lot brighter than the actual text. So yeah, we'll go back to the treated screen and then I'll show you what I did. There we go, back to the treated screen. So yeah, let me show you how that worked. Right, so what I ended up doing was, let me just take this out so you can see it. It's just a cover. So I used a black marker around this edge to help it with the light retention, and I also painted the edges of the screen around here with black paint, and also applied black paint to this area just under the screen, which seemed to have a lot of light bleed. I'm not sure if you can see, but there's an area literally around here that usually has a lot of light bleed, and that is now sorted. I will probably give up on marking the edge of the screen with a permanent marker because it's not a straight line and I just don't like the way it ends up looking. But other than that, yeah, this is my solution. So I'll catch you back once I've done all 8 LCDs and put it back together so I can show you how it looks like now. You can see midway through how this looks like. So yeah, these are the ones that I've painted already. These are the unpainted painted ones, and you can see the difference. I shall clean these screens with IPA once I'm finished. Let me show you what method I'm using to cover, or sorry, not cover, clean up any overspill. And just give it a gentle tap here. Sorry, it's hard, really hard to do with both hands, but anyways, if you tap this, the surface doesn't stick to the glass permanently, so it's fairly easy to clean this blackboard paint, as I can show you here with running my thumbnail over it. There you go. So it cleans up quite easily, and if you have any areas of the screen that you didn't want to cover, you just draw a line over with this toothpick, and it's easy to clean off the excess. Once I'm finished with the painting, I usually run some light through the back of it just to see that I've covered everything correctly. As I was telling you earlier, you can see that the pixels are not affected. They only start about there. Same at the bottom, at the top. On the other side you can actually see where the pixels actually start, so the black paint doesn't interfere with the screen display. Right, all of these are painted and ready to be installed back. So let's see how the board looks with all this work. So I've only installed the 2 screws to the side. I'm just curious to see how it looks like after the modification, and I'm sure that you are curious as well. So let's see how it boots. Hopefully all the screens are working. Okay, there we go. This is how it looks like now after the modification, and I must say I am pretty happy. It's hard to see with all this light around, but the eyes perceive it differently. Anyways, you can see that glow around the channels is gone, and you can see the writing a bit more clearly. Yeah, that's just paint from the screen here. So yeah, I must say it looks a bit better. Just a quick point I want to make with the controller on different lights. So that's how it looks like now. You can see there's quite a bit more contrast. Of course, it's not perfect, and you can see a bit of the paint that I used at the bottom there, for example. But overall, it does seem to improve the view. Yeah, that channel there, you can actually see the paint marks. But as I said earlier, the pixel area of the screen is only in there and inside there, so it's quite a bit smaller than the marks on the outside. Of course, if you're picky, you could definitely redo this and make it look a lot better. But yeah, for what it's worth, it came out okay, and yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Call it crazy, call it ingenious, call it silly. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. It definitely was a bit of work, about 2 hours worth of work, and obviously this needs to go back. About 2 hours worth of work, but yeah, I'm happy with the result. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you all. Bye bye.